When I was a child, I thought squirrels were amazing. I'd always loved seeing them scurrying up trees as soon as I was within earshot of them, and I often pondered on what life would be like as a squirrel, high up in the canopy, gaining a view of the world only airborne and arboreal life can get. Now, being from the depths of Leicestershire, the species I was raised around and spent most of my time thinking about were the grey squirrels. I didn't even know there were other squirrels in the world. As I got older and more involved in conservation and ecology, the more my heart sank as I learnt about how these seemingly cute creatures were, in fact, a devastation upon our landscape. To find out more, I'm looking into just how the grey squirrel became a blight on our landscape, the problems it's caused, as well as hopefully gain a closer look at how our landscape can recover.
You see, in the British Isles, we do have a native species of squirrel. It's the same one that's all over Europe. It's the red squirrel. And these days you can only really find them in Scotland, where 75% of the remaining population are. Across Ireland as well, there is some on the Isle of Wight, and there is some that have been reintroduced into Anglesey.
The reason for this sparsity was that beginning in the 1870s, rich Victorians with land, wealth, all the other means, they thought it would be a great idea to import grey squirrels in from America to keep as curiosities in their manor houses.
Unfortunately, this had a predictably catastrophic effect on the native red squirrel population. The imported grey squirrels were ravenous. They ate everything, so they completely outcompeted the red squirrel. Not only that, they brought with them disease. Like when European settlers went to America, they brought with them pestilence that the native population had no resistance against. And so it was the same when we imported the grey squirrels from America. Our red squirrels had absolutely no chance at all. And the other thing is habitat destruction. It's a universal thing at this point. Almost all species are suffering from it, and so did the red squirrel.
How is it that when I'm out trying to find B-roll of squirrels, I can't find any, yet when I'm on my bike, they are throwing themselves at me, man?
Well, you can tell they've been having fun here. Ah, look at that. Invasive, but tidy.
Fast forward to today, and the estimated population of red squirrels in the UK is around 160,000, and almost the entirety of them are in Scotland and Ireland. Whereas the population of grey squirrels is 2.7 million.
And that leads me on nicely to what this video is about. So I'm going off to Anglesey to try and find some of these red squirrels for myself. Having never seen them, I really, really would love to. Allegedly, it's one of the best places you can go to see them, at least within my time frame anyway. So I'm going to go home, I'm going to get the bike loaded up, and then first thing in the morning, we're going to go to Anglesey. See you then.
And so that's what I did. I went home, got an extremely early night, ready for an extremely early morning. Anglesey is a small island off the north coast of Wales. It's a land of dramatic landscapes and small villages with rural communities. And it's separated from the Welsh mainland by the Menai Strait, which is a detail that will play a pivotal role in this story. For now, I'm going to a woodland called Llyn Park Moor, which is on the edge of Newborough Forest on the south of the island.
Right, so it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I set off at 3:45 this morning to get here early for the sunrise, which should be in about half an hour, because apparently that's the best chance I have of seeing these squirrels. And I really want to see them. There's no footage of the journey here. I don't have a helmet mounted camera. And there wasn't much to see anyway. It was just A roads.
But I'm gonna chill out for a bit, get my tripod set up and wait for dawn. And so I did just that. I waited for morning and then off I went. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know if I was going to find any or if this was going to be a huge waste of my time. You know, I was still in my bike leathers and they were squeaking, and it's really quite hard to stay quiet when you're wearing a pair of big heavy leather boots. But I went in anyway. I was scanning the treetops. I was looking in all the little kind of crevices. I was looking at landscape thinking I could see a red squirrel here. I really believe if I could. There's something about coniferous forests that make you, I don't know, feel like you're going to see the squirrels. And I kept walking and walking and walking. You know, I think Pokemon has a lot to answer for in my generation. Because that's what I feel like I'm doing. And I wasn't seeing anything, and I was getting really quite disheartened, to be honest with you. And then it happened. Oh. What was that? That was it, Dad. There they are. Yes, let's go. I'm really sorry about the quality. Look at him go. No, there's another one. Yes, let's go. Dude, I am absolutely elated. I just saw that. I've been walking for about half an hour. I haven't seen anything. And then you saw, just as I started the recording, there was all this skittering, all this noise. They're still up there. All this noise. And it's these two red squirrels chasing each other. Oh, dude, I'm so stoked. It's funny, really, watching this footage back as I edit this. I couldn't help but feel a tinge of sadness. I know, right? I'm so very happy in the video, so why aren't I happy watching it back? I think it's because that the wonder and excitement that I'm showing shouldn't be there. It's because I shouldn't have had to have travelled for over 3 hours just to see a species that is native to my home. But it wasn't always like this, and it doesn't have to be. So the local history of red squirrels on Anglesey is one of hope and triumph. Like the rest of the UK, red squirrels were once commonplace on Anglesey, but by the mid-20th century, their numbers had they'd dropped significantly, like they had in the rest of the UK. This was mostly because of squirrel pox. The grey squirrels brought squirrel pox with them. It didn't affect the grey squirrels, they have an immunity to it, but the red squirrels just didn't stand a chance. By the 1990s, the population of red squirrels on Anglesey had plummeted, with estimates suggesting there were fewer than 40 individuals left on the island. Grey squirrels had become dominant, putting the red squirrel population at the edge of extinction locally, as it had already done with the rest of England and Wales.
In response to this crisis, a conservation project was launched in 1998 called the Anglesey Red Squirrel Project. And they were a collection of NGOs and stakeholders, conservationists, volunteers, organisations like the Countryside Council for Wales. It was formed with the aim of removing grey squirrels from the island. On these benches there's all of this. So you've got the top section in Welsh, bottom section in English. If you want to help their efforts, there's the QR code. I'll be leaving a donation to say thank you to this wonderful woodland. And there were 3 key strategies involved with this initiative. The first and perhaps the most controversial was the eradication of the grey squirrel from the island. As I mentioned earlier, being an island played a massive part in this initiative, because it meant as humane trapping and culling was taking place, a close eye could be kept on the bridge to make sure, or bridges should I say, to make sure that no other grey squirrels were getting onto the island. And it worked. By 2013, this part of the effort was completed and there were no grey squirrels left on the island. They did it.
The second part of the strategy was simply restoring the habitat, including Newborough Forest that I'm visiting in this video. And the final part was reintroduction of red squirrels. The result of all of this is that by the early 2010s, the population of red squirrels on Anglesey was over 700. And since then, they've now recolonised some other parts of the island. And what's even more exciting is that red squirrels have now been spotted crossing the Menai Strait, the stretch of water that separates Anglesey from Wales. It shows that we can do it. It's just that it's going to take some societal change for everyone to be okay with us eradicating the grey squirrel, and it's a controversial thing, but if we want to restore our landscape and our habitats to how they were, then it needs to happen.
So I'm going to sign off now. It's been an absolutely incredible morning. I have loved it here. It's such a wonderful woodland. Some really great birds, and of course the red squirrels. I couldn't be happier. So thank you very much for coming along with me on this little adventure, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello, little robin. Oh, bye.